And good morning, Minecraft. This is Mr. Keserian, and welcome to episode number 30 of my Let's Play series. So, remember last time I teased you about that matter fabricator? Well, okay, I feel bad about that, so let's actually put this thing into action now. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to connect this precision export bus up to the top of it, right? And we're going to tell this thing to output scrap into the matter fabricator. Nice. Now, unlike the mass fabricator from vanilla IC2, the matter fabricator actually requires scrap to operate. So we're not going to get away so easily as to be able to, scooch by without using it. Okay, and now all we need is some power. So, let's apply a redstone signal to our nuclear reactor. We are now generating power, and the matter fabricator is now running. It hasn't moved yet, has it? Nope. It's not going to for quite some time, in fact. It's just going to sit there. Because, see, it's taking in scrap all right. But it's not really doing much. It's just kind of sitting there, building up energy. That's because GregTech has increased the energy requirement on this reactor, on the matter fabricator, by probably about a factor of 60? It's either 6 or 60, I don't remember. Okay. I thought it actually turned off. I'm like, why are you pulsing? Why is it pulsing like that? Is that a network issue? I don't know why it's... And it's not building up any energy either. Alright, let's pull this thing out. Turn this on. Well, it's saying it's getting power, so I guess it works. Perfect. Now remember how we had all this methane and hydrogen and stuff laying around? Well, we're going to do something about that. And we're going to do something about it in a way that's actually going to give us some power. Which one is holding the hydrogen or the methane? That's the mercury. That's the creosote oil, which we'll also be doing something about. That's the seed oil, which is building up nicely. Gaseous methane, we have a bit of that. We have a bit of liquid chlorite. Liquid silicon, that's not a huge issue. Liquid sodium, oh, that could explode. And gaseous hydrogen. So let's work on crafting something that we can use to burn some of that stuff, especially that creosote oil. Because we don't have too much of a use for it. So let's look up how to burn the creosote oil. Well, how about in a semi-fluid generator? Seems like good to me. I need 2 electronic circuits, some hardened glass, reinforced glass, and a generator. Generator, you guys saw me make that earlier. Alright. So let's just get ourselves an iron furnace. We have the most of iron out of everything else around here, so why not? Let's get ourselves an iron furnace. Let's get ourselves 4 tin plates, please. Ah, that was nice and easy. Of course, most things are when you have a massive ME system. Let's get some redstone out of here. Build a piece of copper cable on top. And then we can get ourselves one of these. Oops. Probably using a different charge version. There we go. Now... Oh, I have the hardened glass all right. So let's get ourselves that circuit. Give me a circuit, please. And I need some... Do I have any aluminum plates laying around? There we go. And where did that circuit go, please? Aha. So we got ourselves a semi-fluid generator. Now, this is going to let us do I have any? Yes, I do. Do I have a lever? What this is going to let us do is actually burn that creosote oil and turn it into usable, valuable energy. But first what we're going to need to do is make some energy tesseracts, and you guys have seen me do that a couple times before. So what do I put it right about? Here. And I can just run the line. I like the look of it, it's messy. There we go, that looks nicer. So now let me get some liquid tesseracts and I'll be right back. Okay, so now let's test something. I wonder if this will work. Put this on top, set it. I wonder if it'll just output directly. Did you? No, of course you didn't. I was hoping a little bit. But no big deal. Let's just get ourselves some liquid ducts. Go like that. And the nice thing about liquid ducts is, like that. Set it to the correct frequency. I might have something set wrong on the other end, actually. Let's take a look. Yeah, ignore the server starting back up, you know, notifications because they're kind of constant. Yep, that would be why we had an issue. So let's boost ourselves back up here. Let's see if this thing is burning now, shall we? We have liquid coming down and in. We have a full tank, and it is running. And the creosote oil is actually giving us, what is this, seed oil? 3,000 EU per bucket. Not quite as much as burning biomass, or liquid sodium, or liquid lithium, or straight up oil. But it's still giving us a fair amount of power. So that will at least help with our UU matter production. Alright, we are now at 1%. Yep, that is exactly how much power the system is requiring. We are now at 1% of the total power we need. Where am I, by the way? Not too far, actually. If I wanted to, I could certainly attach some solar panels up there. Which may not be a bad idea for later in the episode, come to think of it. Solar panels cost a lot of initial outlay, but they're basically free power in the long term. I'm seriously considering it. You know what? That reactor is taking me off now. I'm just going to put a battery box on it and call it a day. So let's go back over here. Oh. Excuse me. Excuse me. There we go. Put that there. Let's get some redstone. And some tin plates. Please. Oh, we can put this back in the net. That's another 1. 5. Do that before I actually break something in my network. 8. 1, 2, 3. Put that back. Spread those out. Let's get some planks. Do I have any cable? Nope. And a bat box. Oh, my achievements must have reset again. Oh well. Nope, over there. Okay, so let's get back over here. And if we're lucky enough... I wonder if this will solve the issue. Ow. What just happened? Server? Your GUIs are still accessible. Okay. I'm not certain what on earth that was, but I'm gonna guess it's Greg Tech. When the reactor somehow backed up, I don't even know. I don't even know what that was, but it didn't destroy anything, so I don't know what that was. I wonder if I... pull it off? No, it's still running. Hear that? It was just not outputting its energy anywhere. I lost the bat box, but I'm not even certain what that was, to be honest with you guys. I mean, that's still running. This guy's still running. Power... should have plenty of power going into it. $8 ADU per tick. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Oh, it's 40 in 40. Ooh, okay. That explains why. I didn't realize the power was quite... I thought it was just straight 32, but that must have gotten tweaked somewhere along the line, which isn't an issue. I mean, I can deal with that, but anyways. So now that that's running in the background, we can move on to something else. I'll be right back.
And good morning, everyone. So we're back. How's it going? Gold. Shiny. You can just see I'm actually down in where my... I put up a new quarry and a new mining age. It seems to be working out fairly well. Just to let you guys know, there was a bit of a bug that I've been fighting with. That's, I think it's actually Buildcraft's fault. It could be modular power suits, actually. No, not modular power suits. It could be Machine Muse. But Machine Muse's mod adds some new liquids. They are poison, sludge, etc. Stuff that you don't really want to fall into, right? Right. So the problem is that Buildcraft quarries aren't programmed to detect them as liquids that they can pass through, like they do water. So the situation you end up in is that you can drop your quarry down and the quarry thinks that the water is a block. Even worse, it thinks that the flowing water is a block. Which means that you end up... Oh, this is interesting. Oh. Come on, buddy. There. This is interesting. Usually these caves don't go this far down. I guess we are at the world base, so... There we go. That was where my night vision had gone to. Yeah, usually don't go quite this far down, but... I guess this one does. Have I mentioned how much I love this drill? So anyways, yeah, that's just something I wanted to catch you guys up on, and to let you know that I am, in fact, running a new quarry. Hip, hip, hooray. Alright, I'll be right back once I get home. Sorry about that, we're back. I forgot I'd had to delete something that I was doing for servery admin-y stuff, hence the access to the stream in my inventory. Alright, so let's take a look at this thing. Nuclear reactor, right? Pretty simple. Hey, wait, it's only running one thorium cell? Well, that's probably because I'm out of thorium. If we take a look back here, you can see a pretty simple system I put together. This chest, this ME bus, is set to craft export quad thorium cells. Then I have, if I can get around here a little bit. Fortunately, I packed everything in so tightly, I'm not certain I can get back there to show it to you. There we go. This thing. This is an advanced translocator. And what it does is when supplied with EU, it automatically takes things from the green side and outputs them to the red side. You can they even have sneaky pipes functionality. Now, I originally thought by reading the FTB wiki that you could specify the slot number it goes into. Well, you can't. But what I've done is, my nuclear reactor here, I've filled the extra slots with containment reactor plating, which, if this thing does manage to explode, will prevent it from doing so. Therefore, when these things burn out, the only place this stuff has left to go is right in here. It's a pretty simple system, and one I kind of like. It's been running, and it's actually been a couple days. If I check how much... 13. Okay. We're flickering. Why are we flickering? Means my energy drain is higher than I thought it would be. There we go. Well, these are running fine. Okay. These guys are running full bore. That's nice. What are you guys doing? You're running on empty, you're running on empty, and you're running on empty. Which means I am outpacing my power demand. Let's turn this thing down. That should allow me to build up a little bit of... Nope. 15. Alright, that'll allow me to build up a little bit of power in the line. So my quarry is pulling more power than I thought it would be. Just for right now, let me just turn the quarry off completely. Should make my life a little bit easier. Yeah, see how everything's pulsing on and off like that? Yeah, okay, fine. I should really set this up to be able to separate it from the rest of the network, but it doesn't look like I'll be able to do that. Unfortunately enough. Where's that power line going? It's running down there. Doesn't look like it's going anywhere, come to think of it, but that's okay. We don't have to worry about that. Hopefully my energy net should stabilize. I don't have any love in these lines, so I can't just turn that on. That's unfortunate, isn't it? Well, these guys should figure themselves out soon enough, right? Right, I hope so. Okay, what's going on here? I guess I could turn these guys on temporarily. It's going to drain awfully quick, though. Yeah, okay, it's not quite... Oh, there we go, full charge. All right. More power in the network. That should content me for a couple minutes at any rate. Long enough for this thing to recharge. Right? Right. Oi! Oi, 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 oi. Managing a base. Looks like we'll need another steam plant over there soon. Oi, more steel. Okay, so what are we going to work on now? We got a bit of the episode left, and we need to find out something to work on. ... Well, we can't really do adventuring or caving now, can we? So let me come right back once I figure out what we're going to work on. Okay, what we're going to work on is we're going to work on the tower. Just a little bit more work on the tower. Actually, we're going to build a room underneath the tower for right now. So let me get over there, and I'll explain what we're doing. So I'm going to be moving my energy production over there as well. Tower. And most of the tower is relatively ready to start working. Going down. You can see I already have these core lines established, which should be nice. Drain lines in there. You can see I'm not using the wrath lamps because they don't cooperate with the ender tanks for some reason. So let's make the room 5 tall. And this will be our entrance point. Go, go, ultimate excavation drill. Oh, this is some of the sand I used to fill in the place. And what this room's going to be is basically a... I'm thinking a power generation hall, if you will. Because I want to be able to generate an ungodly amount of power. Just cut this out. Actually, I think this used to be the ocean floor, judging by the amount of dirt and sand here. I should be careful how far up I go. Actually, what'll happen is eventually I'll run out of space and just run into a wall. But I want this to be a fairly massive room here. Yep, that's it. That's as far as we can go. Blonk. Blonk, blonk. Okay. Yeah, it should be big enough for my needs. Oops. I forgot, that's where I put the hole in the floor. Yeah, this should be suitable for my needs. Now, we're going to use a new type of energy storage for this room, which I'll be probably getting into in a future episode. Because for right now, I'm simply going to have to clear this room out. However, thanks to my Uber Diamond Drill of Uberness, that's not going to be too hard for me to do. And don't worry, I'm going to pretty this entire room up. I just want to cut out the basics of it. So we have a 3 wide, right? So I want to have a bunch of boilers in here. Because for right now, that's what I'm going to be using for my energy storage. Or my energy production, rather. When we're going to use is we're actually going to use something for Greg Tech for our energy generation. Or energy storage, excuse me. Railcraft for generation, because steam boilers are actually monstrously efficient at producing EU. In fact, it's actually more efficient to produce EU with a turbine and then to generate your MJs with electrical engines. I forget the exact math on it. Someone on the Forgecraft server, I think it was Player, actually. SF Player, one of the IC2 devs, actually did the mathematics on it and figured out that it was more efficient to use steam boilers. But that's fine. It's more resource intensive to use the electrical engines, actually. It's cheaper just to go with the IC2 power system. And I've also decided that I'm not going to be waiting for Amos to do Thaumcraft research, because I've actually been holding off on doing anything Thaumic until he gets around to it. And I could really use some things like Wand of Equal Trade, etc. that would make this process a whole lot easier. So let's see, what did I say? 5, 6 steam boilers? Alright, well, let's parse these out now. So let's say that's 1. That's 2. So we're going to have to go out a little bit more. And yeah, this is how I build rooms. Generally, I figure out what I want in said room and then build the room around it what I want in there. We're a little short on our 3rd. And that's 3. So 1, 1, 2. Okay, so this will be where the wall is. Okay. And then over here. We'll build out another room. And part of me, by the way, this build, part of me want to just have the tower rising straight out of the ocean. But I've also decided to kind of, in case we get some more people on, and etc., 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 kind of make this into a, not a spawn itself city, because we're near enough to spawn that I guess you could consider it a spawn city. But we're not, this isn't, you know, it's not like you're going to drop into this as soon as you spawn. Because I don't know how to change server spawn coordinates, and I don't really feel like learning right now. As it is, I've screwed up, fixed, and then re-screwed up enough with this server that, you know, I'm almost on a first-name basis with the guys at Creeper Host Tech Support. It's been interesting. Alright, and then we go like that. So if that's the middle of the room, we have 2 boilers on each side. Okay, so I put a bevel. I had an extra space around that one. All right. Okay. Now let's smooth this out a little bit. All this dirt and sand will eventually be replaced with nice, pretty cobble, so don't worry about that. Not cobble, stone or some other nice and shiny building material. Just remember, we are basically building this on the ocean, what used to be the ocean floor, so... And I think I covered how I was building this using a filler. That's where all of this dirt came from. I actually almost use sand for it, because sand's actually a little bit easier to get a hold of. You just macerate down some cobble. But I wanted to build it out as something that's not gravity affected. Because this room would be horrendously hard to build if everything was gravity affected. Because all this stuff would be falling down and it would just be exposing me to air, and it would just be a nightmare. The other nightmarish thing, actually, about building this room was that the ice, because we're bordering a snowy biome, so the water was turning into ice. And what would happen is that my machine would consider the ice to be a solid block, so it would fill it in. Except I didn't want the ice there, because I considered the ice to still be water. So it was kind of messy. I actually had to run about basically breaking and filling all the ice I could find. And even then, when I actually went and started making this space, I realized that I hadn't. And yeah, I know, I didn't even bother to try and center the tower on this, because this platform, I'm planning on growing it out. Except I'm probably going to fill most of the terrain in just with cobble instead of dirt. And then I might put a dirt cap over it. That's what I'm considering, at least. So why don't I end the episode here while I carve out this room. And once I'm done carving this room out, I will bring you guys back in the next episode, and we'll look at how we're actually going to be storing energy in here. All right? All right, sounds good. See you guys in a bit.